All right, today we're going to start our unit on probability. You should have already pulled up your notes or have your notes in front of you, the sheet in front of you. Okay, we're going to start with sample space. The sample space describes all of the possible outcomes of an event. So what you get out, outcome, okay? Sample spaces can be displayed with lists, tables, or tree diagrams to determine the probability of simple or compound events. Okay, so this is just how you lay it out. It's how you organize. The sample space is how you organize the information that you're given. Okay, the New England Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys are playing. What are the possible outcomes of the game? What is the sample space? The sample space is that you're either going to have the outcomes. You're going to either have the Patriots winning or the Cowboys winning. That's the outcomes. The outcomes are what is going to end up happening. Okay, the Patriots win or the Cowboys win. A number cube is rolled. What are the possible outcomes? A number cube is like a dice. It looks like this, right? It's like a little cube, and you have one dot, you have two dots, and then there's one side that's like the three dots. It's a number cube. Okay, so there are 6 sides. So you're either going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And that's like if you have 1 dot, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a number cube. Okay, those are the possible outcomes when you roll 1. Okay, so we can display our sample spaces in different ways. This is for breakfast. Jamie can choose from cereal, eggs, or muffin. She can also drink coffee, orange juice, or milk. What are all the possible outcomes and how many total outcomes are possible? Okay, so we can do a list first or a table. So she can have cereal and coffee, cereal and orange juice, cereal and milk. Okay, so I've just done all of the cereal with the drinks. Or she can have eggs and coffee, eggs and OJ, or eggs and milk. Okay. Or she can have muffin, done eggs and coffee, muffin and OJ, or muffin and milk. Okay. So she can have 3 choices of food and 3 choices of drink. So you multiply that together. 3 times 3 is 9. So there's 9 possible outcomes. Okay. 3 choices, right? 3 by 3 is 9. Okay. At registration, a student can select from Spanish or German class, as well as art, music, or theater. Okay, so her classes can be Spanish or German, and she can have art, music, and theater. So she can choose Spanish and art, Spanish and music, or Spanish and theater. She can choose German and art, German and music, or German and theater. So she has 2 by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So there are 6 possible outcomes. And then you can have a tree diagram. A tree diagram is just another way to display samples. So it says a fair coin is tossed 3 times. What are the possible outcomes and how many outcomes are possible? Okay. It's tossed 3 times. So you're either going to get heads or tails the first time, right? When we toss say we get heads. When we toss it again, you get heads or tails. That's the only choices. When you toss it again, you could get heads or tails. But if you started with tails, you could get heads or tails. Okay, let's say you landed on tails the first time. You're going to toss that one again. You're either going to get heads or tails. Let's say the second time you did it, you got heads. When you toss it again, you're either going to get heads or tails. Okay, and let's say the second time, though, that you tossed it, you got tails. You're either going to get heads or tails. Okay, so each one, there's 2 choices here, there are 2 choices here, there are 2 choices here, right? There's only other 2 choices. Same here, 2, 2, 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 possible outcomes. It's the possibility of outcomes. We don't determine it. It's not 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It's only the first amount of choices. Okay, so now you are going to practice on the back. You are going to create a list, okay, and then create the possible outcomes, right? I'm going to give you a few minutes to work on that. Pause this video and then come back and get your answers, okay? Okay, so for the first one, you can get 1. If she rolls it and she gets a 1 in heads, 1 in tails, 3 in heads, 3 in tails, 5 in heads, and 5 in tails, because those are the odd numbers on a number cube. Okay. It says the 2 spinners below are spun at the same time. What are the possible outcomes of the 2 spinners? So we're going to create a sample space. You can get 1 in yellow, 1 and red, 1 and blue, 1 and orange, 2 in yellow, 2 in red, 2 in blue, and 2 in orange. Number 8 says a clothing line has a shirt that is red, blue, or white, and pants in gray or khaki. How many different combinations can be made with this clothing line? So red that are gray or khaki, blue with gray or khaki, and white with gray or khaki. So 3 times 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 is 6 outcomes. Okay, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can count them that way. Okay. Number 9, when buying a car, Esther can choose 2-door or 4-door. She can choose with leather or cloth for each of those. And she can, if she chooses leather, then she can choose between black, white, or silver. Black, white, or silver. Black, white, silver. Black, white, silver. Okay? So you can either do one of 2 things. You can count all the way across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many times you've done it. Or you can say, I started with 2 choices. Okay. And then I had 2 choices here. Multiply those. And then I had 3 choices here. 2 times 3 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Which, when I counted across, I did have 12 outcomes. That is sample spaces.